side of 5 Fears. The desk broke it down. I think Mint highlighted some of the differences. They got to choose where they wanted to start, so of course they started on their better side.
So you're going to be a little confused with the casting if you don't have a visual component.
Well, Fen starts things off, highest rated player in the lobby, as you mentioned, Parker, and he takes down the highest rated player on SSG. That's your hard anchor Dream going down early to a nice little headshot from Fens with the 417. Now they've got a little bit more space to play with. Staring into the bomb site is Forest. There's nobody in directly off it, so they could start to try to take this space, work a plants, but so many threats still lurking inside a horse and bathroom.
Rival will swat away at Snake. Raid finds one as well. If SSG needs the 3 points of the spear to be strong, so far so good. Aiden goes down. There goes Rival as well. JJ finds 2 kills. He enters this series with entry. Hoping for more on this follow-up. Commandeering. Pretty powerful spot on stairs. Down goes JJ to Aiden. That was a fight that we'd expected about a minute ago. Aiden might finally lose that black mirror as now he's pushed off of this position and he has Snake not too far removed. Aiden doing a lot of work all on his own right here. Rival takes down Rival. Oh my goodness. Punishing everybody that they come across. Playing on that Snake role. A selfish operator you can use, but also good for utility. Snake gets taken down. Giddy losing a lot of his HP in the process. There's Rival to pick up his second. Swatted away by Dream. It's all up to Fens now in a 1v2. Raid will get the final 2 kills. The operator ban, so JJ will go on Monty. Both of his kills coming in the first round. And well, he's got an embarrassment of riches. Raid takes out Fens. That might be some bad cover from JJ, not communicated appropriately. Snake is on the board as down goes Giddy. A little bit of a faster pace here for 5 Fears as they come to blows with over a minute still left in the round.
Yeah, all players kind of around the bomb site now for SSG. Aiden gets one right back onto Forest, so that's man advantage now for Space Station, and we start to see 5 Fears stalling out a little bit. Another for Raid. Rival's patience finally pays off, but so much still to do, and without the Monty, this will be tough.
Great swing from Aiden there as Rival's a bit vulnerable because of the flash. Closer, but ultimately come up empty-handed. He sees Aiden make the cross. He's got to line up on Dream on that deployable shield, but this is a really tough engagement for Snake, especially with Aiden going for the swing. Dream bails them out. That almost went real bad for Space. And there he goes. Rival picked apart. You can see all the debuffs, all the activity in the bottom right side of your screen as 5 Fears employs as much of their gadgetry as possible. Snake with every kill so far. JJ will deny him the 8th. A flawless round on the board, and Forest will send us away. A nice answer back.
Players that are going to be lurking over more aggressively are the ones we're worried about. Raid, probably the most aggressive position here, and he will get rewarded a freebie right onto Forest.
Rough entry for Forest and losing Snake.
Everything that you're trying to find to break open this site is being stalled out.
They can really hunker down and buy time on the side of Space Station. 5 Fears have dealt with that entrenched style of defense a few times before. Rival will even the numbers. Snake almost had a kill as well. There goes Giddy. Oh my goodness. We said entrenched, tons of utility, and none of it matters. A sea of kind of weird floater roll where he's often to die, leaving players like Dream in a clutch or kick scenario, so Dream can easily get some kills in those impactless moments, those garbage minutes. Giddy gets flattened by Fens, immediately traded off as Aiden finds 2, and suddenly Space Station have turned a little bit scared for SSG just because of how pronounced 5 Fears has been in these final moments of the round, especially winning in those brawl situations. Aiden has a lineup now. He gets flashed, out-dueled by Snake. Dream takes out Rival. Snake cannot deal with Rival as well. The other Rival, that is, and a tie game is all we get.
Could things have been done a little better?
I'm curious if we're going to see default bans. I think getting rid of the Clash does play into their favor. Even getting rid of the Glaz.
And JJ will not leave any trail behind. He's going to reinforce his way off. Aiden now looking to take up space within striking distance as a Nitro Cell on the side of 5 Fears connects. Giddy is gone. Giddy still without a kill. 0-7 is not what SSG wants, and I mean, a lot of times he's dying without so much of a fight. Rival on the board too. You said they were a bad defending team, only 4 rounds through stage 1. You wouldn't know it. 5 Fears with the 2 first picks. They'll lose Fens, so still some fight in SSG, but overall a good start for 5 Fears. Jesse, I might have just cursed them because SSG just walked in and got 4 kills uncontested. And the man-possessed JJ Blast, the one we talked about, will find nothing. Space Station losing the first station. Raid leading the way, 7-4. Aiden is positive. A Nitro cell is pre-placed, so somebody on Space Station might fall victim to that, just as they did in the previous round. But Rival and Raid collecting their skins. Down go 2. Nitro cell goes off. Dream is recoverable because of that. 5 on 5 fears and prevent them from doing as much damage as possible. Snake on the run. He'll take some damage from the fire as his phone explodes. Haunted by the Dokkaebi. Knows one's hopped in towards vending, looking for the opportunity. He gets it. Rival, a bit of a misplay. Fens on the board now as well. Fens yet another. Snake botching his opportunity. Fens will need to clutch, but Space Station gets the kills again, and they'll stretch their some function that works for information. And the Solus will end up in a collision course with Giddy, who did get his first kill in the previous round, manages to find a second completely blind, both of them unable to see. Snake thought he had Giddy dead to rights, but how wrong he was. Now a follow-up onto Fens, trapped inside of Infirmary. Call the ambulance, but not for me, they say. Fens taken care of, Aiden on the board, SSG doing very well, but there's another playing in Infirmary. Rival goes for the swing, takes care of his rival. A heated rivalry has emerged as these players have collided now 3 times, leaving us in the final 30 seconds as Rival hopes for more, but a good cross from Space Station will keep their numbers strong. Rival the only casualty on the side of SSG, only 2 remain. 4-5 fears, Forrest and JJ to work well, but Giddy and Raid have their number. A massive round for
Attacks were not very good either. 28% offense win rate through
on all their defenses. That is a must fix for this team because, let's be honest, you're certainly not going to win the playoffs in North America with that number, and you're definitely not going to do well on land with it either. It'll need to be course corrected as 5 fears has found their footing. The only one on the board for Space Station so far is Dream, who made it his own over on top of White, over by Tower on that blitz. He's got Raid with him for backup. No, he doesn't. Rival takes care of him. And 5 fears looks like they will prolong it as Dream takes 1 down before Rival trades him out. That was a...
Deploying shock drone.
Dream made really good space in the previous round. You need something similar for him here. This SSG team, though, Jesse, they've sunk their teeth into 5 fears, 2 immediate kills, a 3rd as well, a 4th. What happened to this round? We were giving so much praise to 5 fears and a bewildering end. All right, a very strange one. Expecting a bit of a back and forth, but a flawless end.
Well, SSG wastes no time getting down to business there against 5 fears, and they take the win pretty swiftly. We've got our victor standing by with Aiden ready to go after a great 11 kill performance. Aiden, just talk to me about how things are going right now for you guys. I mean, I'm seeing that sheepish look. I mean, you're 2-2 right now. Are things starting to feel a little better?
Today, yeah, it feels a little bit better. I'm glad. We just needed a wake-up call. Happened in kickoff 2. We went out there. We got shit on by Packer. We're like, hold up. Something is wrong. We need to go back to the scrims. We need to look back at the fundamentals and get our act together. And, you know, we're doing just that. You know, this last week of scrims has been the most productive that I think it might have ever been on the team. You know, maybe we were scrimming without a little bit of purpose for a little while. We just lost our way, and we needed that wake-up call. You know, it is what it is. You know, going overtime with Outlast, not a good look. You know, at least we came away with 2 points. But I'm glad we were able to lock back in. We locked back in, and, you know, a good win today, a solid win over a team that snuck into the major. I'm glad that we could pick up those 3 points. Well, and, it feels good to win. Feels good to win.
Well, Aiden, congratulations on the win. Very much needed win. Solid 3 points for you guys. I want to talk to you specifically. Give me a real answer. Don't give me some bullshit. I want to talk about from your personal experience. Obviously, last stage, you carried the NAL. It was a tremendous stage from you. Do you feel that you had a lot of pressure coming into this stage, especially those first 3 play days? Didn't really reach those strides, didn't meet the expectations, but coming into today looked completely revitalized, clearly speaking into what you guys went into over the week, getting into the scrims, putting practice in. I mean, how has everything been for you, and has that pressure been there?
Nah, I don't think there was any pressure. You know, I thrive because, like, I'm in a great system. You know, they enable me on the roams on defense. Like, it's a great system, and I'm happy to be a part of it. But I really let my team down that first week, and my priorities were not in check. You know, I'm sure you've seen all over Twitter, like, they said I stayed up playing ranked day before game day, and, you know, I was taking ranked 3.0 a little too seriously. And you know, I did cost my team, and right after the first week I apologized to them. I was like, listen, bro, that's on me. Like, that was selfish, and I completely let y'all down. Next week I'm back, I'm locking in, taking this team as serious as ever. And I'm glad that I could show today about, like, the hard work that I was putting in this week, and that I could show it today.
So what's bedtime tonight?
Hey, it's not 5 a.m. Not 5 a.m.
Okay.
Well, congrats to you, Aiden. I didn't think my first interview, I can't believe they didn't give me a dream, but it's okay.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
That's
Yeah, I
okay.
can
We'll
take
get
it.
Aiden, and shout out to Mama Tax and Papa Tax. Hopefully they're still in the Mint stream. They're just hanging
Yeah.
out.
Oh, yeah, it is live. Yeah, I did see that.
It
yeah.
is live.
I just
Of
saw
course it's. But look, I want to get your brutally honest thoughts. I mean, you've kind of already been talking about a little bit of a wake-up call. Was that Outlast game a trap game? And as far as the wake-up call, like, how has practice been a little bit differently? Like, what do you guys actually think your problem was?
We just lost our way from the fundamentals. It was just our micro comms. You know, we're not talking about how we want to fight people. It's UAV comms is what we call it. It's like when you're calling out where a person is, but not how you're going to deal with that person. And you know, our comms are still fine on defense, which is why we still like would win some defensive rounds. But on attack, we had completely lost our way. Our communication was shot, and it was just terrible. So we went into this week. You know, it was very humbling going overtime with Outlast. These guys haven't won 6 rounds of the league, and they won 6 rounds on us. You know, we fumbled a point there, and it was just embarrassing. And it's this wake up call, it's this complete reset. So you know. We dropped that. Like, we had a good kickoff. We went back to square one. We went back to just scrimming to improve, losing our ego. We're not sitting there. Our practice is purely to improve, and we just enforced that. We were working on the fundamentals, you know, advancing other things that we were working on. And today was the best that I've ever felt with this team. Today, the comms, everything had a purpose. There was no random. Everybody was talking to each other, and that's what we need every day. So I'm glad that we were able to show out and do it.
Well, great work, Aiden, on a great performance today. Congratulations on what it sounds like things starting to find their stride again. Hope to talk to you down the road, my friend.
All right. Thank you.
Have a good night.
There was a couple rounds that we were watching backstage, and we're like, how did they end up actually losing that round? And that's been the story for 5 Fears. How are they losing these defensive rounds? Great clutch factor by SSG. It's glad to see them back. I'm so happy to see Dream and the rest of the boys winning. But 5 Fears, it's got to be a real head scratcher. You got to get back to the drawing board.
Well,
Put them a little too high in the tier.
Exactly.